We don't know, but it's quite possible that we are the consciousness of the world, of the universe. We could be the only consciousness out there, the only life that realizes that it's alive, or the only thing that, and if that's true, then we have a responsibility to spread that throughout the universe. God, an endless understanding. And then, you look at religions like Christianity and all the religions where we projected a God onto the universe, and we projected our own consciousness onto the universe so we could study it and look at it as something outside of ourselves. We could remove ourselves, from the immediate necessities like getting hurt by other animals and things that we did when we were primitive, and look at something calmly and dispassionately, kind of like science, so we could understand it more completely. And so we projected our consciousness out onto the universe and said, if the universe operated as a human being, as we are, with a consciousness, here is how it would behave, here is what it would want us to do. And then that way, with our own minds, we taught ourselves how to behave, how to get along with each other. And it wasn't perfect because it's on this planet where nothing is perfect. It's out of our minds, which is part of this imperfect universe. But that whole, right and wrong struggle together and push us forward. And where we're going is not a place of, heaven, which would be the most boring place you ever went to. It is a place with advancement. It is airplanes and rocket ships and, houses with heat and air where we're just not so miserable all the time. I mean, we used to freeze to death in the winter and burn up in the summer. We didn't have food. There was so many people that were, starved and just lived with this constant pain. And now, in most places, you don't even know what it's like to really be hungry. I mean, we have taken ourselves out of that with this struggle of the good and the bad together. And it's really good and bad, black and white. It's neither one is better than the other. They're both equally necessary. And that's just ways of looking at, one is destructive and one is constructive, but things need to be destructed, even if it's painful to watch them be torn asunder, and they need to be put back together. And that's more beautiful and more pleasant to see, but both are equally necessary. And that is where we're going as a human race. That's what we need to, populate the whole universe with. And we might find other consciousness out there. And either we need to expand it by going out there ourselves, or we need to link up and, touch base with other consciousness and switch ideas and help each other grow, which is what we're doing now. That's just like when England came over from the colonizers came over and met the Indians, and everybody's like, oh, you didn't discover America. There was already people. Well, of course that's true, but they were talking from their perspective, just like we would be, like we discovered people on Mars or wherever. Until we got to know them, we would feel like a separate person until, if we created a place where we all lived together and then we were one, then we could start looking at things differently. But certainly from their perspective, they discovered America because they brought it to the Western world, which was their people and their existence. And then later it became America and incorporated the Native Americans. And so now we're all one and we don't feel like separate people. So the perspective has changed, so the language can change. But there's no reason to condemn people for speaking accurately in the past. We need to move forward. We need to find new life out there in the universe, or carry life out there ourselves. And we need to care about us.